Hey grillers, welcome back to BB Grill Shack, where we focus on barbecue tips, tricks, reviews, and recipes. I'm your host Brad, and today I want to show you my two favorite tricks for getting a nice juicy chicken breast every time you smoke it or throw it in the oven. Before we get too far into the video, I want to do a major shout out to my aunt and uncle for sending me this awesome shirt. So Aunt Laura, Uncle Jim, thank you so much. This is an awesome chillin' and grillin' shirt, and I really love it. Today I'm going to be smoking up 2 chicken breasts on my old Traeger, and I want to show you guys how I get nice juicy chicken breasts every time I smoke them. This is going to work in an oven as well, and it's really important to use both of these tricks every time you cook chicken breasts. The first modifier we're going to be using is brining the chicken. There's a bunch of ways to brine chicken: dry brining, wet brining, different concentrations, and different lengths of time. So look up what's going to work best for you, and if you're doing chicken breasts, you can use the recipe I'm using today, which is 1 tablespoon of salt per 1 cup of water. And we're only going to let it brine for about 30 minutes. You could leave it brining in this wet brine for up to 4 to 6 hours, but after 30 minutes you can already taste the saltiness from it. The second major tip, and I see people go against this all the time, don't overcook your chicken. If you overcook your chicken, it will dry out. That's just how chicken works. The USDA recommends getting up to 165 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature, and that's exactly what we're going to do, and we're not going to try to go any degrees above that. We're going to try to take these chicken breasts out right at 165. The first step here is you're going to want to get some nice chicken breasts. Go ahead and open up your chicken breasts. We're going to throw as many as you want to cook into a Ziploc with the right concentration of brine. This is going to be 1 cup of water to 1 tablespoon of salt. I'm using 2 cups of water here, so 2 tablespoons of salt. If you need more water to cover up all of your chicken, use as much water as you need and use that many tablespoons of salt. Close up the bag, and we're going to swish the water around until all of the salt is dissolved. Now go ahead and put this bag back in the fridge for 30 minutes to 4 hours. I'm going with 30 minutes, and 4 hours should be the maximum amount of time that you leave this in the fridge. If you leave this in the fridge past 4 hours, it's going to be really salty, way too salty. At 30 minutes, you can already taste the saltiness. At an hour, that's about my personal limit. If you really like salt, you can go ahead and leave it longer, and it will get more juicy, but it's also going to get much saltier. After these bad boys have been chilling in the fridge for 30 minutes, let's go ahead and take them out and pat them dry. Patting them dry is going to remove the rest of that brine, and if you really wanted to, you could rinse these off to remove even more. I don't think that's necessary, especially with the 30-minute brine, so just go ahead and pat them dry. The next step we're going to do is to season up these breasts. So go ahead and take your favorite seasoning and just run a layer over the top and bottom of the breasts. Today I'm using Suckle Buster's lemon pepper garlic rub, and it's really good. I highly recommend it for chicken. Let the rub soak into your chicken for a good 20-30 minutes or even up to an hour. This is just going to help let some of the salts and some of the ingredients in the rub sink in to the meat itself and spread that flavor out a little bit more. During this time, we're going to heat up our grill, heat it up to 325, and like I said in the beginning, you could do this in an oven as well, so set either your smoker or your oven to 325. Now that our smoker is preheated, it's time to go ahead and put the chicken breasts in. So we're just going to put it in there, and I'm putting a temperature probe in mine so I can keep a really close eye on this. If you don't have a Bluetooth temperature probe like this, that's okay. You can use a handheld probe. Just come back every 15 or so minutes and check the temperature. You want to take it off as close to 165 as possible. After these chicken breasts hit 165, take them off as soon as possible. And then we're going to rest them for about 5 or 10 minutes until they get to about 100 to 110 degrees, which is cool enough to start eating them. I'm going to cut mine into slices and serve it with some rice. So after I cut it into slices, let me just show you the inside and show you how juicy this chicken really is. Let's go ahead and get a taste test on this one so you can get my reaction on camera. All right guys, let's go ahead and test this out and see if it's as juicy as I thought. Wow, that's really good, you guys. That Suckle Buster's is awesome, and you can even taste the saltiness of the brine. So, like I said before, don't go too heavy on that brine. All right guys, that's everything for this week, but I hope that you learned something from me sharing my 2 favorite chicken tips, and this is gonna make for some really great chicken breasts. If you have an issue with dry chicken breasts, or maybe you've been overcooking it, or maybe you've been cooking it perfectly and it's not juicy enough, try these 2 tricks. You're gonna be amazed. I can almost guarantee it. All right, guys, have a good weekend. I appreciate you for sticking around, and I'll catch you next week.